Your Excellencies, colleagues from around the world, ladies and gentlemen. In today's world, we face great global challenges, especially challenges relating to the environment, education, human rights, poverty, health, and gender equality. And we must overcome these challenges together. No country is too big to benefit from others, and no country is too small to make a difference. In Denmark, we believe that all countries benefit from international cooperation. And the 2030 Agenda represents our common vision for a more sustainable future. The year 2030 is now less than a decade away, and achieving the Sustainable Development Goals requires further action. In Denmark, we embrace this responsibility, and we are committed to taking action. This commitment is strongly reflected in the National Action Plan presented by the government in June. The action plan presents new policy initiatives that will bring Denmark closer to achieving the SDGs. This includes initiatives focusing on green investment, sustainable value chains, labor rights, and more. The action plan also emphasizes the central importance of the SDGs in new policy development. Therefore, all new proposed legislation will be screened for its impact on the SDGs and the 169 targets. Today, I'm proud to present Denmark's second voluntary national review. Our second VNR focuses on the status on Denmark's efforts and the progress towards realization of the SDGs and the 2030 Agenda. Globally, Denmark is at the forefront of sustainable development. Much of this can be ascribed to the Danish welfare state, with its extensive social safety net and universal access to free education and healthcare. This provides the foundations for the strong Danish position in terms of health and well-being, education, strong institutions, and reducing inequality. Denmark is also among the few countries that meet the UN requirement of contributing at least 0.7% of GNI in official development assistance. But Denmark also faces significant challenges. Our key challenges pertain to responsible consumption and production, and to environmental sustainability. Consumption patterns, in particular, must be addressed. And as a nation with an ambitious green agenda, Denmark is determined to contribute to the green transition. Both locally, where we aim to realize Denmark's climate targets on reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 70% in 2030, as well as globally. We must also take further action in support of life in the ocean, and as well as life on land. This includes a commitment to responsible use of marine environments and efforts to preserve and promote biodiversity. In the past year, the 2030 Agenda has faced major headwinds due to the pandemic. The world needs recovery, but it also provides an opportunity for a new beginning. In Denmark, we aim to emerge from the crisis as a greener, more equal, and more just society, with the SDGs as a main engine of development. The pandemic had also illustrated the great importance of leaving no one behind. Realizing the visions of a sustainable future requires sustainable development for all. The welfare state provides a strong foundation for equal opportunity, but exclusion and discrimination still exist. This must be addressed. The VNR is built on established mechanisms, statistical support, and partnerships, and is a result of strong stakeholder engagement. The review contains chapters written by actors of the Danish Parliament, civil society, the private sector, organizations, academic institutions, regions, and municipalities. They are all essential to the process. The preparatory process has demonstrated that meetings, hearings, conferences, and peer dialogues are crucial for the exchange of knowledge, ideas, and valuable recommendations. During the preparations, we received inspiration and useful input from several international and Nordic platforms. Specifically, we have received valuable comments and recommendations from our peer review with Norway and Kenya, who have read the first draft of the report. We thank them. I'm proud of how the Danish society is collectively taking actions towards realizing sustainable development goals. The VNR showcases how stakeholders throughout Danish society continue to integrate the SDGs into their core operations. To present Denmark's progress and challenges in sustainable development, I now give the floor to some of the Danish stakeholders who are working actively with the SDGs and making Denmark proud.
In Denmark, there is a strong dedication to the 2030 agenda from many parts of society, and we rank high on SDG indexes. However, we also face major challenges, mainly because of our high consumption and large amounts of waste. It requires drastic changes. We need to reduce and recycle more, reduce CO2 emissions, also in global supply chains. And we must lead the way with new solutions and high ambitions in areas where Denmark needs to do better. To accomplish this, it's important that we work together with more ambitious political objectives that inspire to action from all parts of society.
The Danish youth and youth organizations are strongly engaged in the implementation of the SDGs. Through actions, events and initiatives, young people and youth organizations show the way forward. Youth engagement has resulted in an increased commitment to and ownership of the 2030 agenda. To further strengthen this engagement, we recommend that the Danish government follow the ambition of nothing about us without us, by establishing youth panels on all areas that can qualify decisions made by government and parliament, and by ensuring funding for SDG initiatives driven by and for young people.
Danish civil society has from day one been working actively to promote the implementation of Agenda 2030, but we find that there's been a lack of concrete political action. And therefore, we welcome the new National Action Plan, as action is needed, especially for those SDGs where Denmark is lagging behind, and particularly in regard to sustainable development within planetary boundaries. It's essential to start address policy coherence, and not least the principle of leaving no one behind.
Denmark is known as a democratic society, but we, the Danish Leave No One Behind coalition, need a stronger focus on inclusion of the most marginalized groups, both nationally and internationally. Nothing about us without us. We know that this will bring us all closer to a sustainable world where no one is left behind.
In Ørsted, we are extremely proud to contribute to Denmark's progress on SDG number 7 and 13. And already today, around 80% of Denmark's electricity consumption comes from renewables. But there's still lots to do in Denmark's race to zero emissions across all sectors. And major offshore wind farms and energy islands are key solutions. And following that, renewable hydrogen and green fuels will be crucial to decarbonize areas such as aviation and shipping. It is a race to zero, and it is doable. And I'm 100% convinced that other countries can gain much inspiration from the Danish ambition, approach, and actions.
As the mayor of Gladsaxe, I'm proud that we prepared the first voluntary local review from Denmark. The global goals help us raise the bar. A successful way to turn the global goals to local action is to set out a clear strategy with ambitious goals and integrate them into the management systems and core operations. And let the employees translate the goals in the ways that make sense locally. We hope our review can inspire others.
Across all levels of society, Denmark is committed to the 2030 agenda and to the development of solutions to achieve social, economic and environmental sustainability. Above all, we must continue the fight to uphold the generational contract and pass on a better world than the one we received to our children. Challenges lie ahead, but we're well equipped to address and overcome these challenges together. That is our purpose. That is our promise. Thank you.